Tuesday will mark 5 years since the London Grenfell Tower fire, which killed 72 people. Sky News has obtained data which shows that since the fire, almost 1,500 children have been treated for trauma and many still need support. Charlotte Lomas has been talking to some of those affected and the organisations helping children cope.
What have you got in here?
Sometimes it's the smallest of things that hold the most value.
Here we have the keys to Grenfell. I just like it because it's nice to have these were my keys to my house. So you can see that it was kind of burnt.
Sarah lost everything in the Grenfell fire, but nothing compares to the loss of her family. 5 of her family members died. The youngest, Mehdi, was just 8 years old. His everyday items are now prized possessions.
I have a bunch of marbles from Mehdi's house, and you could see that they're not really shiny anymore, but I guess that's okay.
It's impossible to imagine the trauma this young girl has been through.
I don't really like to go outside anymore, and yeah, I don't know, it just put me in a little bit of a dull kind of setting.
You feel like, you're less energy and your mood's a bit different?
Yeah, most people think I'm being annoying or rude or something, but it's not that, it's just, I just haven't got the energy.
Sarah's family are among the 72 people who died in the tower 5 years ago. Since then, almost 1,500 children have been treated for trauma, and the demand isn't going away. The doctor in charge says many children have been left questioning their sense of safety.
Bonfire night can feel quite triggering for people, even, candles on a birthday cake have for some people been quite triggering. People feeling, a bit worried about, electrics in the home and feeling like they need to check that things are switched off and just being kind of hyper aware of safety in a way that most children don't have to be.
But not all children want therapy here in this setting. Many more rely on grassroots organisations for support, and in this community they get it. At this charity they believe in the power of play, using art and activities to help children grieve, cope and begin to heal.
After the Grenfell fire we witnessed many children that were suffering significant trauma, but this really ranged. Some children were becoming very introverted and they didn't want to talk to anybody, and then some children you could just see it in their anger and their aggression. That's how they were expressing their trauma and their sadness. And I think that the only way that you can compare that is to when you're in the war zone, you're living somewhere and then you just got to be whisked away to a safe country. So it was like that. So children were coming to us and they had suffered, beyond trauma. It was awful.
For Sean and his team, Grenfell was something they felt personally. A family they supported died in the fire. They keep the memory of them alive in a special legacy, funding trips to Disneyland Paris, offering children an escape from a reality which still haunts them. Because for hundreds of children, what happened on the 14th of June 2017 will always be with them. Charlotte Lomas, Sky News.